Hi there, and welcome to today's devotional. My name is Tim Armstrong, and today's message is Enduring Forgiveness. Forgiveness is such a tough subject to talk about for most people because things that happen to us most of the times can come from people who are very close to us, which just adds to the pain and the burden of it, just thinking, somebody close to me, family member or friend burned me. How can I trust somebody else? How can I learn to forgive this person? They were so close to me, I didn't expect it. And one of the best examples of enduring forgiveness when it comes to somebody who hurt somebody close to them was the prodigal son in Luke 15:11 through 32. And just to paraphrase it a little bit, I'll link the scripture below, but the son, he left. He went away, but then he squandered all the wealth that he got, and he knew he sinned against his Father in heaven. He just felt just really bad inside, and he wanted to go back to his father and plead to have him take him back as a servant. And so when he goes back, his father sees him, and his father just doesn't stand there waiting for him, ready to scold him. He runs to him. He goes out there and he greets him. He hugs him. He kisses him. And the son is just feeling bad. He's like, Father, forgive me. I've sinned against you. I've sinned against heaven. Take me back as a servant. And the father just embraced him. He just welcomed him back, and, he prepared a meal for him. But just that imagery of he ran to his son. He was ready to forgive him. He was ready to just, be like, I don't care what happened. You came back. I love you, I forgive you. And another good example that we see in Scripture, but it's funny how it takes the turn, is the parable of the Unforgiver in Matthew 18, verses 21 through 35, where the king, he wanted to bring up all the servants' debts. And this one servant, he was really badly in debt, and his wife, his children were going to get sold so that he could pay the debts. But he just begged before the king. He's like, please forgive me of this debt. And the king saw him, and he showed him mercy. He's like, okay, your debt is forgiven. But this guy who was just forgiven turned around and tried to get somebody who owed him money, and he was at his throat for it. And he was very unforgiving. He didn't show that forgiveness to this guy he was trying to collect money from that the king was showing to him, which it got back to the king and it infuriated him. But the main point is just, those two examples of just showing people forgiveness, just showing them, even if they mess up time and again, just showing people forgiveness every single time, and how that mirrors the image of the Father and how we are supposed to walk that out. Scripture has a bunch of references on just forgiveness, and it is very hard, especially, like I said earlier, if it's somebody close to us, but it's more so for us to forgive that person than it is for them, because we're the ones thinking about it. It's consuming in our minds. These people are going out, living about their lives. They don't know if you're upset with them or not. So you need to learn to forgive them, because it's holding weight on you, and you need to let that burden go. And we need to develop a mindset of the Father, of just learning to forgive others repeatedly, because we always go before the Father, every time we mess up, seeking his forgiveness, and he wants to forgive us. He wants us to have that right standing with him because he loves us so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this message today. Just let me know your thoughts on forgiveness, just how you've learned to forgive others, even if they've done so many things against you so many times, just maybe troubles you might be having with forgiveness. I'd love to hear it. And if you guys have prayer requests, please visit the project's website. We have a page on there for prayer requests. Robert and I would love to be lifting you guys up in prayer. So I will see you on the next devotional. God bless.